Fox 18 Sports Sunday. Some Bettendorf swimmers joining me: Jacob Midvalsky, Mateo Surma, Hudson Weaver, and Kiefer Romer. Right now, the top relay team for Bettendorf swimming, as I mentioned, so far breaking a lot of records: the 200 free, the 400 free, and the medley relay. What's been the key for your success so far?
Honestly, it's been the whole team and all the parents and, really just everyone supporting us, in my opinion, is probably the biggest factor to help us succeed. I mean, knowing that we have all of our coaches, all of our team really just trying to support us in this and getting us through this and, really making sure that we do our best, I think is the biggest thing that, is driving our success.
Being at the meet on Thursday, I saw the emotions of winning that race, setting that record. When you see that finish coming, the last swimmer coming down the stretch, where does your mind go?
Oh, honestly, it's so tense. It's almost as if time stops. You really just think, wow, this is it. We either get it right here or not. It's split second. It all comes down to this, and you're just like, wow. There's nothing more you can do. All the relay exchanges are done. It all just comes down to that one last person just getting to the end. And honestly, that's honestly a great experience. Even if you did lose or we did lose, I mean, it still would have been a great experience because we went through that process and we just did it.
What's the toughest part about being a relay team?
A lot of it has to do with trust, because in a relay, a lot of it has to do with the start. And if you don't start right, if it's shaky or if you're nervous, it can really mess you up in the long run. You can get DQ'd, or you can have a really slow start, and that can be really detrimental to the overall time that you will go.
Of all the events you've done, what's the hardest one to complete?
Ooh, that varies from swimmer to swimmer, honestly. It's completely different because each swimmer, has their strengths and weaknesses. Mine would probably be the 100 fly, but then these two could definitely swim the 100 fly, have a great time doing it. So I'd say it's different for every swimmer, and honestly, it just depends on your strengths and weaknesses.
You've all been doing swimming for a while. What got you interested in the sport originally?
Honestly, it was mostly, these guys and my brothers, because my brothers always swam, and I always saw them swimming, and my parents swam too, of course. So basically, it was just seeing them swimming, and then obviously Hudson and Kiefer over here, I knew they were swimming, and I was really good friends with them. I was like, wow, I really want to be involved with them. So I just started swimming, and I just found love for it.
And like you said, it kind of runs in your family. It's all in the blood. And those two records that you broke were actually brothers that your records held before you. Where's the bad blood there? What are your brothers telling you?
Oh, they're more happy than upset. Of course, I give them a little bit of crap here and there. I'm like, oh, wow, I beat your record. But I think, honestly, it's really fun to just, beat the record. And it really motivates you to be like, okay, I'm going to try and beat my brother's record, when he was my age. And, I just think, honestly, that's one of the bigger motivators for me, at least. And I know we broke his brother's record, too.
Yeah, he was a little bit upset about it at first, but he wasn't being serious. He was cheering us on the whole time. I teased him a little bit about it, but overall, he's really happy for us.
How much has all of your friendships helped you find the success that you're having?
Oh, tremendously. I mean, being able to trust a relay is probably the biggest thing that you need in order to be successful, because, if that person, short strokes you or you go a little bit early, then honestly, it's all about trust, and you just know that they've done this 1,000 times, you've done it 1,000 times, and really, it's just all about trusting your teammates. And the biggest thing is, it forms friendships, because you all have to be picture perfect in this, and you actually have to, know what you're doing. And being friends is very key.
With a couple weeks left in the season, what's the aim? What's the goal for the stretch of the season here?
Definitely to get top 3 on our relays, all our relays at state. That's just what I want to see. I want to get top 3 in every relay at state.
I mean, obviously, and then everyone wants to do their best, get their best times. We rest up for it and everything, get our suits on, and really, we just want to do as best as we can, and and that's basically it.
How do you keep that competitive edge going?
A lot of it has to do at practice, because in practice, we always race each other. Not every set, not every practice we're racing each other, but it's always the ones that count, where it's like, I bet I'm faster than you at this, I bet I can beat you at that. It's like underwaters, we'll race each other, we'll have sets where we see who can go the farthest, who can go the fastest. Other times we'll be up on the blocks doing simulators where we simulate a race, and we just basically race each other the whole time.
Swimming is one sport that in the Olympics is really highlighted. Is there a swimmer that any of you look up to now?
You know, honestly, for me personally, no, because I always had my brothers and my dad, weirdly, that I'd always look up to, because I'd always see them going like their best times and stuff, and I'd be like, wow, I kind of want to be like that when I'm older. But I don't know. What do
I'm
you guys?
kind of the same as him. I always looked up to my brother because whenever he did good, I'd be like, oh, I have to do good too.
Awesome. And then as far as swimming goes, I mean, that, like I said, really gets a spotlight in the Olympics, but not really, a lot of other times. So what's something that people should know about the sport?
Honestly, in my opinion, it's one of the hardest sports, mostly because you can't breathe in. Gotta go every morning, every night, like 5 hours a day, 20 plus hours a week. It's one of the hardest sports out there, but also it's one of the most fun. It's mentally and physically challenging. And I feel like that's honestly one of the biggest points that a lot of people don't see when they watch swimming.
What makes you want to keep doing it then?
Honestly, just the drive of racing. I mean, racing is my favorite thing about swimming because, you get to go against one other dude that's either gone faster than you or a little bit slower than you, either have to defend that title or just try and beat them out of their title and see who's really, has more mental drive and who's putting in the harder work.
Thank you guys for joining me. Hope you keep the good vibes going. Already having a great season, and thanks for joining me in the studio.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Don't miss an episode.